what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel, The Unpopular Party, hosted by me, Malik Taylor, and today we are here to finally put our final thoughts on Baddies Midwest, wrap it up on a little bow, and send it along its way because the final reunion just aired the other night and Baddies Midwest has been a crazy ride. Finally over. No one mourns the wicked. If you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you guys send my way. We are so close to 100K. Oh my gosh. I appreciate all of it, but I'm not gonna waste no time because I got a lot to say. So without further ado, let's just get into this breakdown. Now before we get started with the recap, I guess I should update you guys. This past weekend was the Boss Babe Awards. Shout out to the Boss Babe. Remember I kept telling y'all to go vote. Last night was the event and we finally got to see did I win anything. And spoiler alert, we didn't win. But that's okay. That's okay, that's okay, that's okay. I was nominated in 3 categories. I didn't win this year, that's okay. It just wasn't my year. Shout out to everybody that won. Even though I did want to win something, I felt like Shay.
I just wanted to win so bad.
But that's a life lesson. You win some, you lose some, but you always walk out with your head held high. I still made sure I went up to the owners of this award show to thank them, hug them, thank them for this opportunity. Went up to the people who won, shook their head and congratulated them. And kept my head up high because, you know, at least I was nominated. And Nicki Minaj said it best.
Champions don't win all the time. They just don't ever stay down when they're defeated.
And then I feel like, you know, I looked really amazing. I mean, look at the material. Can you really be sad if you're in Prada? You know, at least I'm proud of me, you know what I'm saying? So thank you to the Boss Babe Awards. Can't wait for the next one. And yeah, let's talk about this crazy reunion. Now, last week, y'all was so taken aback when I did my commentary on Tasiki and Dolly. I feel like I didn't say Dolly won. I just felt like Dolly, you know, she just stood there, but y'all sent me so many videos like, this is a slow down. Tasiki Dolly got knocked out. I was like, okay, yeah, my bad. Dolly got knocked out, okay. But speaking of Dolly, we starting this reunion back off with Ivory versus Dolly. In my head, I'm like, it's a lot going on because, you know what? Where does they beef originated from? I have no idea. I know a lot of this stuff happened off the cameras, but you know, apparently they got beef. It's a lot going on. People are bleeding. I'm like, whoa. And then in the midst of all that, Ivory and Lex, they end up saying, you know, are we good? We good. So it's like they never had an issue, but now Lex is like, she want Jayla.
Hey, Jayla, what the are we fighting for? Jayla, you ducking smoke? Ducking smoke? You ducking smoke?
She like, I want Jayla, so now we finally get Jayla versus Lex. And that first round was, you know, oof. And now at this point, Jayla is confused because she's like, what are we fighting for? Like, I think Jayla has always been very open about that, how she and Lex never really had an issue. I know in an interview that Jayla did with A Connection TV, she said like when she first saw Lex, like, you know, I'm thinking like, oh, this tall, pretty girl, I'm gonna have her model for normal culture. And you know, when the cameras are down behind the scenes, they be kikiing, but when the cameras get to going, now you got an issue with me. And I guess I could be confused by that too. Like, what are we fighting for?
I was like, oh, she on the show, she's like, oh, she's a cute girl. And when I saw her, I was like, oh, you know, she's tall and she's cute. I was like, oh, I'm using her for normal culture. Like, I already had it in my mind that I was going to use Lex as the face of normal culture from Baddies because I had never done that before. That was what I had in mind. And I even told her that I was like, when I met you, you know, when I spoke to you that first night and you were just so nice, she was so happy to meet me. The energy was so good between us. And the next day we got on set and it was just a 180. And I was like, I seen the producers coach her. I saw the producer coach her after the scene and she was like, I did good. Like, you went to a producer and got confirmation off of what they told you to do. Lex was in that motherfucking room talking to one of the producers, asking them if she did a good job and did what they wanted her to do.
But they going back and forth and then boom, Lex hit Jayla and then they fall. Both of them is, I think Jayla bit Lex first and then Lex bit Jayla nose. And that biting stuff is, there's a lot going on. Then they got the nerve to talk about some no animal activity.
No animal activity.
It's too late for that. It's too late for that. So the aftermath to that, everybody is mad. Lex is mad because she just got bit, which I understand that, you know, getting bit by somebody hurt. Jayla just exited off the screen. You know, she never returned back to the screen.
No, I need that!
No,
I need that! I need that! I need that! No, where's she at? Where's she at? I need that!
Now we got Jazz versus Summer. They scrapping and we're saying, I'm with Santana on this. I'm kind of tired of seeing that. Y'all been fighting all season. Is what it is. But Ivory, she just trips the girl. I'm like, she trips Summer. I'm like, what? But Lex still going off backstage. She want Jayla again because she just got bit. I'm like, just let that go. You won. You got Jayla. You proved your point. I don't want to see that fight no more. Now at this point, we got Dolly versus Pretty P. Dolly take her shirt off. I'm like, get the girl a shirt. That's one of my biggest pet peeves when the girls take their shirt off trying to fight and they, this is sacred. This is your chi-chis. You need to keep these private. It's because somebody didn't understand me saying that in the last video because they was like, oh, you're being so male-centered. A man can do it, but a woman can't do it. Yeah, because I feel like a woman's breast is more valuable than a man's breast. It's more sacred. It's more precious to a woman. That's your safe space. Men, we have our sacred space. It's down below the belt. We're just not gonna, what's up, take the pants off. But I mean, if you want to walk around with your breast out, I mean, hey, be my guest. After Dolly and Pretty P fight, Santana and P is going back and forth because Santana's like, she got you, and P like, nah. And then Janisha's being messy this week. Janisha's very vocal. She telling the girls sit down. She telling the girls, oh no, she got you, or you ain't get that round. Like, oh, well, hello Janisha, look who decided to clock in. And then they did a little troll about Tommy popping up to the reunion. Tommy not there. And then they trying to have a dialogue with Jazz, but I guess Pretty P get up at this point to walk off to trying to fight somebody. At this point, like I said, it's too much going on. I can't even type notes and stuff like that because I'm like, I don't know what's going on. It's just a lot going on. Then eventually we have Yoshi, Emma, and Nunu come out. My girl Nunu come out looking like a Vegas showgirl. They then proceed to talk to Emma about Scotty. Emma states that they're good, and she never had an issue with Scotty, but they start to boo Emma, which it's valid, Emma, because you picked the fight with Scotty. I'm gonna touch on that when I get to my final thought, but you picked the fight with Scotty for no reason. And Rolly even had to tell her that. Like, Rolly was like, you see how now they coming for you because of what you tried to come from Scotty for, and you didn't even know her? You can't do that. And then Scotty, she said, I still ain't got my behind beat. I'm like, ah. But Emma even said like she was coming on the show to take Scotty's spot. Everybody wanna take Scotty's spot. Just go sleep with Lemmy. If y'all want Scotty's spot so badly, go sleep with Lemmy. They probably already doing it. It's just, you'll do better being Scotty's friend. Cause she needs a confidant and trying to go on the show fighting her. So then they all get together, right? And at this point, they're talking about the newbies and the OGs and that dynamic and stuff. And Janisha, she called out the OGs. Janisha said the newbies brought the energy and the OGs sat there with like an elitism attitude, like they better than the program or they better than everybody else.
I will say that the newbies brought the energy this season. The OGs are very comfortable to the point where y'all sometimes don't feel like y'all don't have to do
They don't gotta do
y'all don't
nothing.
feel like y'all gotta stay in the house. The energy was giving very comfortable, very entitled, and very much like y'all thought y'all was better than them.
And Scotty say something like, well, that's not what I ever did. And Janisha said, okay, but that's what it was given. I said,
I never ever think that. But I'm just telling you what it was giving.
It be giving
what
bigger
it was
programs.
giving was that y'all thought y'all was better than the newbies. It would have been nice to see you guys really take these girls under your wing rather than giving elitists over, oh, y'all ain't on our level.
oh, Big J, Big Janisha. Like, you peeped that. She just put Scotty in her place. Like, you peeped that. She can love. I said before, I said one day, somebody gonna try Janisha. Somebody gonna try Janisha and Janisha gonna whoop the... it's gonna happen one day. So Rolly says that her and Tinka are probably the only OGs that actually took it to a point to get to know the newbies, which I guess that's true, because didn't they stay in the house? When they like, I don't know, the house mom or something, they stayed in the house with them. But anyways, the Rowdy Rough Boys, right? Lex, Summer, and Dolly, they backstage, baby. They tight. And I'm not saying like a bad way, but it's like you could tell like, baby, they just got done fighting. But anyways, they talking to Nunu. Nunu was talking about her experience on the show and how she feel like she should have one full long season. I do agree. I do like Nunu. And then she talks about the duo of Anna and Biggie. And Nunu said, I get it why they are coming back for each other. I'm gonna stand up for myself, but I get it. You wanna, this your friend, I'm defending her. I get it. She said, I'll be laughing at it. And then Anna says something about, I guess something about they could, or Nunu look cute. I said, Anna really wanna be friends with Nunu. It's just, she was trying to be there for Biggie, but I think Anna do like Nunu. I think if Anna and Nunu decide to put the difference to the side, they'll be friends. So now they're getting back into the Anna and Biggie situation and how they wanted Biggie to jump in, but they keep pushing the totem pole. Now, at one second they wanted Biggie to jump in, then they're like, they just wanted Biggie to break up the fight. And like I pretty much stated in my last video, like, it's the baddie world. I guess they want you to get active, but I feel like in the real world, like I said in the last video, the real world, if that's just not you, that's just not you. Especially if I got a friend who got a mouth on her, you keep putting yourself into some mess. I'm not gonna keep fighting your battle for you, because learn how to be quiet. Learn how to, shut your mouth up. Like in the real world, you got some sense, but I guess it's the baddie world, everybody whooping everybody. So now they booing Biggie. Biggie don't care, and then they smoking on the stage. I'm like, okay, now have some decorum, have some respect. Like, you're on the stage. There's just no TV ethics no more. So now they start getting into some fan questions, and then one fan starts, I think she's trying to call out Biggie and saying something about, they keep jumping on a little small stuff. But I feel like, well, if we in the baddie world, that tight and small stuff go out the window because everybody's hitting each other. I can't even keep up on who fighting who because everybody's fighting everybody. So that small, tall, big stuff, they go out the window. Then Anna and Rolly fight, I guess it's just invalid at this point. Everybody wants to get active, so you can't pick and choose when you want to pull that small card with Anna. And then Biggie's trying to explain, then the girls say, all right, that's why you bad, Bill, and I hate you. Yeah, cut her mic. Yeah, get the fan out of here because you just want your camera time. Cut her mic and get her attitude. But at least Biggie had one fan that was on her side because she was like, y'all keep pushing the totem pole. At least somebody was on Biggie's side. And then Janisha, they put her foot down because Biggie was walking out and Janisha was like, Biggie, come here. Biggie, come here. And then their voice got these shit. Hey, Biggie, I'm trying to talk to you. That's how Janisha be talking to me behind the scenes. Janisha really jostling, because I'm like, oof, I got scared. I was like, Biggie, you might want to go see what Janisha wants. That's really the boss. Honestly, that's the boss right there. So Anna's backstage, she's crying because, she's like, I'm not gonna be crying on camera because Biggie don't want to have my back, but it's hurtful. Rolly go back there and talk to her, and Rolly, surprisingly dropping some gems. She's like, it's okay.
I'm not about to be crying on camera, bro.
No, don't.
This shit.
Well, there's one right there. Oh, shit.
And then Biggie come back there, they trying to talk, and then here come Rolly. It's okay, I was like, did you just steal that girl blunt? So now they go back on stage, and here come another fan trying to ask a question, and she's like, yeah, Biggie, do you remember when you threw a water bottle on me? I need that. Girl, sit down. You just let her get her camera time. Sit down. She was like, you threw a water bottle on me. Oh, okay, Slim.
Nah, you threw a water bottle at me last night.
But you threw the water bottle on me, though. I was like, do you not know how long that's been? Let's just say Biggie did throw a water bottle on you, right? You know how long that was ago? Do you think I remember that? Girl, you're not that relevant enough in my mind to remember I threw a water bottle on you. But I see that you just held on to that, so now you want your moment. Sit down. And I'm not the biggest Biggie person like that, but I feel like right is right, wrong is wrong. When Bobby was like, who want to go on stage and confront Biggie face to face, if they would have let somebody on that audience go up there and confront Biggie face and fight her, that would have been so wrong. That would have been so trite because these are the same girls who, given the opportunity, would switch places with Biggie or any of them girls on the reunion stage so quick. Y'all want to be on Baddies. Y'all trying to be here. Like, y'all auditioning. Talking about, so I want to confront you because you threw a water bottle on me. Okay, girl, you was thirsty. Hydrate. You was dehydrated. But Anna still, it's in her. She's still defending Biggie, so she's going off on the girl, whatever. Next thing you know, the medium three, they walking back on stage. And then Lex and Ivory, they start going back and forth about their situation. They keep saying they good. They really just got sexual tension. Ain't both of them lesbians? That's why they keep hitting on each other. They like each other. They want to touch on each other. Dolly and P go at it again. Here's what it is. And then Ivory, she goes up to Summer and them, and she's like telling them what the issue was. And she was like, do y'all want to hug it out? Like, I'm good. Summer tell her, girl, you just tripped me, but we good. And Ivory like, okay, y'all want to hug it out, but they didn't want to hug it out. Ivory said, okay. Why y'all don't want to hug?
No, don't hug it out.
I don't want to hug.
Okay.
I don't want to hug.
Why y'all don't want to hug me?
I said, she's so sensitive. Why y'all don't want to hug me? I would have said the same thing to like, damn, I'm trying to squash you. Y'all want to hug me? But I get it though. Like, just give me 50 feet. Give me like some time. We just fought each other like we was each one's #1 enemy. And I just too. Anyways, it's more talking, and then Summer, they get to why Summer kept jumping into all the situations going on. They was talking about Scotty and how it was just an issue between Scotty and Natalie, and Summer kept butting in, and there was like, Summer needs to mind her business. This was Summer said. Summer said she was pretty much confused because y'all kept talking about the stuff in front of her, and she didn't know what was going on. If it was something private, y'all should have talked about it privately, but y'all kept talking about it in front of her, and she was like, I want to know what's going on because I'm confused. I gotta give her credit. I mean, that is very valid. That is a very valid point. If I'm around y'all keep da-da-da. Okay, well, what's the problem? She got a point. I'll give her that. She got a point. Cause we was too. We was confused too, girls. So anyway, Slim, she comes out. And Slim, she looks good. Slim looks really good. Rolly acting confused because, Janisha said something about that was her best friend. Rolly was like, we was not best friends. Girl, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't act like y'all wasn't out here calling each other teen. And it's funny because when I said that, Janisha said it too. I'm like, Janisha is messy. Janisha was like, y'all went 10. Like, girl, but Janisha got a point. Like, y'all was like this on One More Chance, fighting for each other and all that stuff. Y'all went to Baddies, having each other back. Don't try to play that we wasn't best friends card now that y'all ain't to it. And then they get on the whole dad situation, how Rolly was making a point, how Slim be saying the word, in the Gretchen situation, she was like, Slim be saying it too, and her dad is not fully black, and Slim said it herself.
My dad is black, so why would you ever bring him up in a conversation with my daddy? You're wrong for that. Why am I TV and I done say and when they told me to stop you with the tortilla, I refused to do it because I fucking still love you. But you used my child to get here, so you got what the you asked for. I was already on the show.
We're never gonna agree. Point blank period. So why you still going back and forth?
You don't feel like you took it too far? Hell no. I didn't take it far enough.
But I think it was one of those things. I think it's one of those things where if Slim's father had just passed away, you know, she probably didn't even care if he was like his favorite color was blue. You know, don't speak on my father just passed away. It's probably still a sensitive topic for her. So I guess I can see that, but there's just a lot going on between the two. I think it's just they just come to the understanding they're just not gonna be cool no more. Like that relationship is gone. I think it's more that has happened behind the scenes that they're not wanting to say, but yeah. But apparently they was fighting at the premiere. I ain't hear that. Who was fighting at the premiere? But anyways, Summer and Slim, they make up, they hug it out because, you know, Summer said she apologized for speaking on Slim's dead father. I don't know. I just feel like the dead is off limit. And I feel like that's your first go-to to talk about somebody's dead relative. Like, you're just evil. And then all the girls is doing their final thoughts. Yoshi say something about, you know, she been quiet. Here goes Summer. Dang, Yoshi, I ain't hear you. Like, yo, shut up. And that is the wrap for Baddies Midwest, child. All right, let's get into my final thoughts. Baddies Midwest, it was a season. It was a Zeus show, you know? It was a season of baddies, and I can't even remember what happened. So much stuff has happened in them time frame of 45 and 50 minutes. I really can't tell you what happened. But I think about how it was when I first saw who the cast was, and I'm not gonna lie. When you first saw the cast of Baddies Midwest of the newbies, you probably was like, oh, these are bad. Like, they're baddies. Like, oh, they look good. Like, okay, they finna give us a show. And like I said, the season was so long. It just clicked to me. It premiered in September of 2024. September, October. And it's April, about to be May. That's 7-8 months. That's too long. That's too long. But anyway, let me get into my thoughts on some of these girls, right? First up, we got Natalie. Natalie is Natalie. No thoughts. Natalie gonna always be the same Natalie I've been seeing on BGC since I was in the 7th grade. Natalie is Natalie. Next. Krishan, even though she had a brief stay on there, you know, she was on the cast. She was there for all of 2 seconds, and she told the secret, you made me when I was 7.
You know, I remember when I was 7. You made me. I remember that too. You said what?
But I always feel like Krishan could have did so much with her life if she was disciplined. Like, Krishan was really supposed to be in WWE. Like, every time I see Jada Parker in WWE, I'd be like, oh, that was supposed to be Krishan. That was supposed to be Krishan bad. Like, Krishan was supposed to be WWE 2K25. She messed that up. Jaden, just there to say she was there. Just on the show just to say she was on Baddies. I liked her at first, but then she just kind of faded into the background. It's not her fault, you know, it's too many girls. So she just kind of faded behind the scene. Only thing I got from her was, you don't even look like it's your birthday. You don't even look like it's your birthday. I feel like she wasn't supposed to be on no bag. She was supposed to be on a show like, you remember Tool Academy on VH1? Her and Blueface, they were supposed to be on Tool Academy, Marriage Boot Camp, The Ultimatum. That's Jada's show. Akbar, they could have kept that. They could have kept that. Nobody was asking for Akbar. And if it's true that they really paid her like 6 figures for real, that's a crazy investment, because who was looking for Akbar? What does Akbar bring to the show? Akbar could have just stayed on Love and Hip Hop. I didn't really care for Akbar when I saw her on Love and Hip Hop, so it just didn't make sense for her to be on the show. Tommy, a menace to society. Tommy unalived the baddies. Tom Brown. Nothing more, nothing less. You know what show Tommy really need to be on? Since she need to be on that show 60 Days In, when they put the regular people in jail for 60 days to see how they operate. Put her on 60 Days In. She gonna run that jail. But apparently she's not doing Baddies Africa no more because she's doing a movie. I don't know. Child, scratch that. She in Africa getting on them folks' nerves, asking for some green alcohol.
I got ate by bugs. Y'all got some green alcohol?
I do get you.
Yes, please. But do you have like green alcohol? Something for the bugs? Them motherfuckers tore my ass up. I'm trying to tell you, bitch, I tried to hide them, but them bitches came up under my clothes and ate the fuck out of me. Yeah, do you got something?
We have?
For the bugs, for the bites. You don't be getting bit out here?
We do have the ones for the minibar.
No, look at this. The bites. Yeah, what you got for that? Call me a doctor or something. Oh my God. Why y'all whispering?
No, we just
Slim, wrong timing to try to get back on the show. Do I feel bad for Slim? No, because like I said, I'm not feeling bad for a grown woman that begged and begged and begged to be put back on the show. You know, you showed up to every audition trying to get back on the show. You got back on the show. Beggars can't be choosers. But it is a learning lesson. Be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it. You want to be on Baddies. You got back on Baddies. It just didn't work in your favor. So, you know, she needs to be on the show like, since she danced, you need to be on like, so you think you can dance. And apparently that's how it's gonna map out, because don't she got her own show coming out about dancing or something like that? I don't know, but that's Slim. All right, let's get into some of these OGs, right? So Rolly, nothing more, nothing less, no thoughts. You know, Rolly said she a household name. Is Rolly a household name? Like, do you think so? I mean, I guess for like Zeus watches, but I don't know. But I mean, it's the same old gimmick. It's played out. There's only so much Rolly could do. I was just thinking about that the other day. Y'all remember Rolly's show, Transforming Rolly, how she kept saying she finna get her own show and the show flopped? Like, this the show you was talking about? I feel like back in the day, Rolly would have been a part of like them little MTV reality shows. Like, Rolly would have been on like Next, Parental Control, stuff like Hell's Day. That's what Rolly would have been on, but yeah. Scotty lost, trying to find herself, but it's long gone. She give me, you know that song by Miguel, Girl with the Tattoo. Those innocent, yeah, that's Scotty. I feel like she wanted to offer more to not only herself, but the world, but now you stuck in a Zeus 360 contract fighting for your life in Africa. I feel like that is not how she wanted things to go. I think Scotty, had she played her cards right back in the day, Scotty, she would have definitely been on Are You the One? Scotty is so Are You the One coded. What do you mean we're not a match? That's Scotty, and then she probably got a little popular and been brought back for like X on the Beach, and somehow, some way, maybe do like one season of the challenge, start talking to either Corey or Nelson, had a baby, and now she on Teen Moms. That was supposed to be Scotty Lane. Now she on Zeus. Biggie just taking up space. I don't even think Biggie know what she want to do anymore. She's just a wild card. She's very inconsistent, and I feel like that little sympathy factor with Biggie, it can only go so far. It's like, well, Biggie, you know what show you're on, you know what you're getting yourself into, but Biggie got a problem. She like to talk a lot of mess, but she don't ever really back it up. I think that'd be the disconnect with Biggie. Like, I could see how Biggie has fans, but I could also see how Biggie does not have fans, because she do that a lot. Like, you be seeing how she be talking down to Nunu. Yeah, Nunu's gonna hit you. I feel like Biggie, she needs to be more so on a show like The Circle. Yeah, that's more her lane. Cause I feel like she wants to play the manipulative game, but she don't really wanna like boo boo boo, which that's okay. I feel like she needs to do The Circle, and then, you know, she the type after she do The Circle, she do something like The Circle podcast and have all her friends there. Yeah. I feel like that's Biggie's speed, but as far as Biggie herself, I just can't get with Biggie. Like, you know, Biggie just not my cup of tea. Until her little song come on, and it's, what we doing? What you doing? I do like that song. I do gotta give credit where credit's due. You know, I like that song. What we doing? She did help pick one. Tasiki, just way too self-aware for the show. That's honestly. Tasiki, I feel like she has a level of consciousness that just does not align with the frequency of the show. Why I say that? Because every time she gets to the fight on Zoo, she keeps saying how afterwards she's crying, how afterwards she's bawling her eyes out.
Yes. This fight after Dolly, I really cried because, again, yes, y'all like, oh, Dolly was running her mouth. Yes, she's running her mouth, but the way I was hitting her, I cried a lot. So that means that I really felt bad about whatever I did. That's running my mouth. But her running her mouth was not, it just wasn't worth enough. Like, I don't hate her. I'm not gonna ever hate her. Like, even when I was fighting, I didn't hate her. Why were you crying when Lex and Ivory was fighting? Because we started it off coming in there. We was just trying to, I don't know, like make it lit. Natalie was like, hey, let me do the old shit we used to do on Bad Girls Club. And I was like, oh shit. Mind you, I'm thinking of it as like how when I was a viewer and I was watching Bad Girls Club and I used to see them like come in the house drunk and draw on the face. Yeah. It was funny. It never made me be like, oh, she better kick her ass. No, it made me be like, bitch, you better come with a part of prank. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that it was gonna be like what I used to watch. Like, the Bad Girls Club used to come and draw and shit on each other. Next thing you know, that bitch that got drew on, she's throwing their bed down the steps or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was gonna be like that. But when I seen them like actually fighting hard, it really hurt my feelings a lot. Cause I was like, wow, this shit's serious. But that's what it was. Like, that's why I was crying. I'm such a crybaby, y'all. Like, I'm really a crybaby at heart.
Did you feel like I got my lick back? I feel good?
No, it was so bad. Because I cried in the shower of the hotel for hours. My whole body was wrinkled. I had never stayed in the shower that long. I just kept playing back Amar's face, all her like wounds. I kept playing her face back because I'm like, right before this did all this, we was all family. So it's like, and then I know her son, so I'm like, you gotta go back to your son. So I don't know what, it's just Gemini, I guess. We play back
Crazy,
shit in
I'm
our
telling
head,
y'all.
and like, and an average person wouldn't do that. We didn't give, you fucking jump me, try to humiliate me, you got your ass beat, and that'd be that. But me, it was different. Like, I got my lick back and all that, but I sat.
But did you feel bad? You felt bad?
Yes. Because I know how hard I hit, and I know how much pain she was in. Like, now the fight is over. I'm sitting in the shower crying, but I know she was sitting somewhere in pain. You know what I'm saying? And then Matthew was reporting to me, like, her face is sitting out here. Like, all the Zeus producers would tell me when they was talking to her, they said her face was sitting out. And I know. I'm like, I know. But that right there just...
Yeah, because that energy of the show is sitting heavy on you, love. And you carrying it bad, and it's getting uncomfortable. Just Tasiki on the Zeus is just running its course, you know? And it just makes sense why she's leaving. Tasiki don't really bring much to the show, but a raspy voice, like, what are you guys doing? And just eating at the reunion, that's literally it. She gives nothing until her song with Becky come on, and then it's, you know. I like that. I don't think Tasiki should have been on, like, bad. She should have been on something like, I don't know, Total Drama Island. They may be thinking, Malik, she can't be on Total Drama. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. She could be a voice actor or something, but that's her. Anna, it's a lot going on. You know, this season been so long, I forgot what she did. What she do? Probably the most. But, I mean, I feel it's the same Anna we always be seeing, fighting and crying. But that's not to discredit her. I feel like she is cool when she want to be cool. You know, that was my little crush at the beginning of the season, but you know, you got over that. I feel like, you know, she got on the show trying to market her singing, and I ain't heard, clap if you heard a song by Anna Mac. Clap if you heard a song. I haven't heard no song by Anna. Or maybe I'm just out the loop, but maybe she should have went on the show like The Voice, or maybe like American Idol. You know, she give me one of them girls, you know, you make it to Hollywood, but you get to Hollywood and then you get cut. And then you get cut and be like, I'm coming back, y'all. Jayla, it's just not, it just wasn't Jayla's season. And it wasn't Jayla's season because it's time to elevate Jayla. Let me call you back because I'm doing my final thoughts and I'm talking about Jayla and how it's time for Jayla to elevate.
Jayla needs to elevate?
Yeah, it's time for her to lead Baddies.
Oh yeah, it's time. It's been time.
Yeah.
Since, like, since Baddies South.
Yeah, she wasn't supposed to be on here this long. She was supposed to be like a mogul and be on like, yeah.
She was not supposed to be on here this long.
Yeah.
And did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did not say she got some licks in.
But you know what? My other friend said he don't think she got no licks in.
No, like, watch it again.
I saw, she did, but I see what you mean with.
She lost, but like she, you know, she did a little something.
Yeah, but I see what you mean when you said Lex is going off, because like she just got bit. Like I ain't biting.
Yeah, but she bit too, so.
Yeah. But yeah, it's time for Jayla to lead that show.
Yeah, lead that show with the pass. Elevate, get the brand or something.
Yeah, but all right, y'all, let me call you back. All right. But yeah, you know, I know some of the fans, they don't really like Jayla because they don't understand Jayla. You know, I've been watching Jayla since high school, so I get where she's coming from. I feel like a lot of people, they go straight for Jayla because they want her spot. Like, you know, Jayla, her gimmick is she's the one that's not ducking no face, so everybody just want to try her, but I feel like you want to be Jayla. But I just feel like it's time for Jayla to lead the show. Like, it's been time. Like, you know, Jayla, she's 35, and I'm not putting her age to shame her or anything. It's just, I don't know, when I get 35, I don't want to be fighting no 23-year-old athletic basketball player every day, getting big, baddie shot o'clock every day. That sounds horrible. I'm gonna need to rest. I need a liquid IV, a little massage thing. I'm saying that and I'm 27 now. So I feel like Jayla, yes, she was meant to be on BGC, but she was meant to go on BGC 14 and just elevate to be a mogul. You know, never look bad, get normal culture going the way it needs to go. I don't know, then maybe when her 40s, 45, pop out on Real Housewives of Potomac, I don't know, but Jayla, it's time to leave and never return back. And you know, what's crazy is Jayla actually did reach out to the kid. Normal Culture followed me on Twitter and she reached out and she said whenever she restocks in her men's line, she would love to send me some merch and a box and some t-shirts. So Jayla, I'ma hold you to that. Diamond body, actress, don't got no real issue with nobody, clout chaser, but low-key sensitive at heart. I think she's another girl. She's not meant to align with the energy of the show. Cause remember that time when she was crying?
No.
I'm done. I don't want to do baddies no more. I want to go home.
Why?
I want to go home. That's it. I don't want to be here.
Why are you crying?
I don't want to be here.
Oh my God, no. Here, let me talk to her. Let me talk to her.
Please, don't
I'm
touch
just gonna
me.
sit right here.
I don't want to
I'm not gonna touch you. I just want.
She was crying like so hard, and I think it was the thing, either her auntie was sick or just passed away. So you know, when you already like crying with that aspect, that's sad. But when you know them tears get to flow, you just start grieving everything. Like, this just passed away. I don't like where I'm at in life. I feel it's like it's a ripple effect for emotions. I think she's another girl. She's just getting lost in the shuffle. You know, Diamond, she's just a wild card, and she's just doing whatever she can to feel seen. But I think with Diamond the Body, it's one of those things, you know, you Diamond the Body, but deep down, it's just that young girl from New York. Yeah, but Diamond, she a wild card. She the type of girl back in the day. She the type of girl, she gonna show like Bret Michaels, Rock of Love, just be on the show, I ain't here for Bret. Like, that's Diamond. A side note, y'all keep asking me to try to get Diamond to do an interview. I emailed the girl, she said no. Well, she didn't say flat out just say no, but I emailed her. I said, would you like to do an interview? She was like, what's your IG? I told her my IG cricket. So I took that as a, okay, she's just not right now, not right now. But Diamond, you always have an invitation to come to the Unpopular Party. We're not mean, we have fun. Come to the channel. Tinkerbella, no thoughts. No thoughts, no thoughts. I'm not really a Tinker person. I can see how some people like her, but didn't care for her last season, indifferent on her this season. It's Tinkerbella. But I'm pretty sure she's a nice woman in real life, and you know, congratulations to her pregnancy, but that's it. You know, she got mad because they were saying that Lemmy brother is the baby daddy, and she was like, no, that's not, he's family, and his wife is my aunt. I done heard crazier stories. Nah, let me stop. She the type, she would've went on a show. Remember that show on MTV, Tattoo Too Far? Her and Meatball would've went on that show and gave each other some messed up tattoos. They would've got the fight. That's what she give. Yeah. All right, let's get into some of these newbies. Ivory. Okay, Ivory surprisingly didn't mind her. Like, I liked her a lot, like, surprisingly. Because I remember when they first said that Ivory was gonna be casted onto Zeus, you know, because she has such a bad reputation, everybody was like, oh, nah, we do not want this girl on the show. Got on the show, and she really wasn't that bad. Ivory reminded me of, like, them students, for my teachers who know, she reminded me of that student who all the teachers be like, that's a problem child, you not want them in your class, but somehow they get in your class and y'all just click, and it's like, yeah, you bad and you have your mom, but somehow you the teacher to just be like, just cheat, and they vibe with you. That's what Ivory give me. She give me, yeah, she the quote unquote problem child, but she actually got some sense to her. Like, she be taking care of her little sisters and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm gonna say more thoughts, because I do want to do an Ivory video, so I'm gonna say more thoughts for that. But I feel like Ivory, she's so like Flavor of Love coded. Like, Ivory, she's supposed to be on season 2 with Boots in there. I can see Ivory now. I'm just all over the place because I didn't get my one-on-one time with Flav, and I feel like I'm finna go home. And then she's just standing there at elimination. Hey, yo, Ivory, come get your clock. Thanks, Flav. She's gonna be on that season with Boots fighting with Crazy. And then she come back for Charm School with Monique. And then maybe do a season of I Love Money. And that was Ivory, so old school VH1 coded, child. Let's see, next, Jazz. Jazz is cool. I don't know what the disconnect was with Jazz, because on paper, all the pieces are there for her to be a baddie. Like, cute girl, got money, got a never back down personality. She a rapper baby mama. The pieces are there. I just don't know why I didn't make a puzzle. Jazz, she's a cool girl, but I just don't think she meant to be on a show like baddie. She more so like, she be on Love and Hip Hop, Friends with Rashida. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Jazz. Bad Dolly, a liability. Always hurt, always injured. Like, dang girl. You know, she used to be my girl at the beginning of the season, but the reunion kind of made me look at her differently, because it's like, girl, you corny. You ain't got no issue with seeking. Y'all fighting. It's like, it's giving, you just want to be the next one. You just want to be the one up next. I think I get to eat quick. So I think it was, look, y'all, I still got all my tea. I got to eat. I was like, but y'all already know what I feel about Dolly. Dolly not need to be on no baddies. Dolly need to be down in Mississippi getting the dancing dolls together for a stand battle Saturday. You up here fighting, and Cameron got a lead stand battle, and she nervous. Come on now, Dolly, you missing a bag. Next, Big Lex. Okay. Let me get into the good of Big Lex. A Big Lex fan, finna be mad. Let me state the facts. Beautiful girl, nice posture, got a great glow to herself. I could never take those characteristics away from her. Athletic, like, she's a beautiful girl. I just think she's kind of corny. I'm sorry. And I never thought she had an authentic beef with Jayla. It just felt so forced, because you playing baddies. You know, I don't think in your mind you realize you hear it. In your mind, you still a little girl in your dorm room watching the show. She just excitable. You can see how they play out. She was excited at the audition.
What have we here?
And she even said it like she studied every one of the baddies to see what it could be like to be on the show.
Diamond, I was watching all their auditions. Like, how did they get cast? A lot of people had auditions. They was looking cute, but they was wearing gray, black, silver, white. It wasn't nothing that stand out. So that raised a light bulb. Boom. I said, I need something bright, And I went into Shawnee's closet, walked in, and to the left was a bright orange, my favorite color, a bright orange jumpsuit. I said, this is the one. And I already had a wig that I ordered from TikTok, but it was just sitting because I didn't have a reason to put it on. So everything lined up so quick. Got to the auditions, waited, and I had this whole speech in my head, basically saying that it was like, hi, it was who I am, why I'm a baddie. I was gonna say I graduated, it was a long ass speech. Then I'm like, wait, scratch the money. What am I gonna do for this ticket? So my whole speech literally went out of my head. Like, we were the next in line. So the whole speech literally went out of my head. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna say my name. I'm gonna say why I'm a baddie. And I'm gonna say, ain't none of these bitches with me.
But like, she's just so excitable and she just did whatever to just be on the show. But I hate to see how this gonna play, because when I tell you Zeus Network is gonna chew that girl and spit her out. What that man say on Squid Game, I played these games before. I done seen it before. That glow is gonna leave. She's gonna start to look drained by 26, have these lines in her face. That Zeus Network is gonna drain the life out that girl, because this is a hard network that come with a lot. And now, since you feel like you beat Jayla and you the next Jayla and you the next girl who not ducking no smoke, they coming straight for you. They coming for you first, and you may be able to beat them, but it's gonna get tiring. You're gonna be like, dang, like, why they coming for me? And you know, Monique said it best with Larissa. One day you're gonna be someone who's tall, if not taller, or stronger, and with all that. And they gonna want you just because. And you know, these fans, they fickle, they'll switch up on you. I done seen it. I saw with Biggie first, and they begged Zeus, please put Biggie on the show. I liked her from the audition. They sick of Biggie. They begged ET to be on the show, switched up on ET. They begged for Camilla to be on the show, switched up on Camilla. Anna was that girl when she first got on the show, switched up on Anna. These fans are fickle. It's gonna be interesting how they do Lex, because you know, these girls, they be here today, gone tomorrow. But I feel like Lex, she's definitely a girl should have been on MTV The Challenge. That's her lane. She wanna be tall and athletic. You was supposed to be Killer Cam. You was supposed to be the next Killer Cam, man. That was your avenue, but Lex, I wish you the best, girl. Don't lose your spark. Don't lose your spark. Yoshi, not her show, and she know that. Beautiful girl, but Yoshi, this not her show. Yoshi, she was supposed to be on a show like The Rap Game or Rhythm and Flow. Rhythm and Flow, that's more so Yoshi lane, but Yoshi was not supposed to be on Baddies. But Yoshi, that interview is still open, and to them people who be in the comment section talking about something, oh, we don't want you to interview Yoshi, what's she gonna talk about? Yoshi, don't listen to them, be nice. Be nice. If Yoshi come on this platform, be nice. Welcome her with open arms. See what she has to say. Don't make me, be nice. Yoshi, come on, okay? Nunu, my girl. Nunu, my girl. Nunu love, Nunu down. Nunu, I agree, needs to do a full season from beginning to end. Love me some Nunu. But once again, Nunu don't need to be on no bad. She needs to be on like, basketball wise, she can be going back and forth with Jackie Christie. That's what Nunu, but I like Nunu. Pretty P Mug P. Yeah. You felt the way about that?
You feel the way about that? Yeah. Why? And you said it. I mean, yeah. I never felt the way about anything I said.
Pretty P, she's a slow burn, because I think I speak for everybody who's like, they was not feeling Pretty P at first, and then I don't know what changed. It just was like, that's my girl. Like, I like her. They bringing Pretty P back for Africa. Yeah, I feel like Pretty P, she was really supposed to be on College Hill. That's Pretty P. Pretty P was supposed to be on College Hill. Oh, that was Pretty P cold. Emma, boring. Look, Emma be seeing my TikToks here and there, so she know what I'm about to say. Emma, you set yourself up fighting Scotty for being boring, and you didn't have a follow-up plan. Talk all this about Scotty being boring, you ain't do no dance, you ain't do no joke, you ain't do no backflip, a cartwheel, you ain't do nothing. You know, and maybe Zeus did set you up by cutting your stuff because you fought that golden child, but the jokes write themselves, Emma. You played that situation wrong. You should just been like, you know, I'm not really feeling you, but boring, and you didn't have a follow-up plan. Bye, Emma. But I feel like Emma really was supposed to be them girls. She was supposed to be on Vine. She was supposed to be them girls that got really popular in 2015, 2016. Emma, she was supposed to be like Katie Dunn, Summerella, Pretty P. That was supposed to be Emma. You were supposed to get it hot with them IG skits back in the day and be at the BET Social Awards. Remember that? That was Emma Lane. Yeah. And then Summer, bad. Love-hate relationship with Summer, because Summer would do some stuff that would just piss you off and annoy you. And then she'll say something funny and you be like, stop. Like, I'm trying to be like, when she's at the reunion, oh, hey, yo, girl, shut up. Or when she was taking care of Dolly. Like, it's like, love-hate relationship, but Summer, I feel like she gonna get on my nerves in Africa. She do too much sometimes, but I feel like she gonna be another one of them girls the fans switch up on. Hot today, gone tomorrow. I feel like Summer, she one of them girls, she should have been on like Beyond Scared straight. Some one of them girls, she was on the Maury show. Yeah, Maury, I don't care. I go around, I show my ass, and I don't care what my mama say. That's Summer, but y'all, that's Baddies Midwest. Can't believe this show has been on for the past 8-7 months. And that's why I said Zeus' whole thing is quantity over quality. It's like it's Zeus' whole thing is like keep pumping them out, let's go. But it's like, you didn't even get time to like miss y'all. You mean tell me only get a week to chill and then boom, Baddies Africa premiere May 11? You too fast. You too fast, Zeus, hold on. I have no time to process it, I'm sick of them. Like, there's no anticipation anymore. And like I saw in the teaser, Scotty and Lex fought. Why am I supposed to be eagerly anticipating that? They just fought at the reunion. Why would that hype me up? And it's like, didn't y'all just film the show? Like, is that even enough to, I don't know. It's like y'all cheating now because y'all just filmed the show for 2 weeks and now y'all finna stretch Africa out for the next 8 months. I don't know. And then on top of that, not only are you premiering Africa on May 11, but you also premiering the Gone Wild Girls on May 11. And it's like, they should have just let the Gone Wild kids have their moment for right now. Hear me out, Zeus. Listen, I know y'all whole thing is pumping out content and making money, but y'all at a point now, you wanna keep it going. You don't wanna run your ideas all the way down to the ground. You should have just let the Gone Wild kids just air for right now. Give them just a 6 to 7 week trial run. You know, just let that do what it do. Because while we focus on the Gone Wild Girls, you know, they give us time to miss or whatever the OG girls. And it's a win-win situation. If it flop, you know, y'all got enough money. It's not like it's a bad investment. If it flop, it gives the viewers to be like, okay, can we move past this Gone Wild stuff? I'm ready to see Africa. And if it do good, hey, it's a win. Because now you can follow over to season 2. But airing them both at the same time, I'm gonna forget about them. It's a lot. Because then what y'all gonna do after this? I don't know, I guess we'll see. And then me personally, I'm leaning towards not reviewing the Gone Wild show because, you know, them kids, you know, ain't they like, what, 19, 20, them children. And I don't want to see no security confessional. I was like, what? Bad bitches take shots. Bad bitches take shots. Bad bitches take shots. Now you're just taking up space, because what I need to see your POV for? You know, just break it up. You know, everybody want to be seen. Who gonna be in the background? Who next? Tamika, the producer with the bad New Balances, she gonna want the segment next? Child. And then I remember Gloss Up, she said something about she got tired of filming with Zeus because her head started hurting because she was fighting so much. I'm like, all right, we told Gloss Up not to do it, and y'all act like Zeus don't be cutting the check. Okay. Now you spending your whole check on medical bills. See, we be trying to tell them, they don't listen to us. But I made you do the premiere episodes for both of them and then just chime back in when there's something interesting happening. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I do feel like, you know, we should do a part 2 to the Baddies Final Thought. And I think since next week, you know, it's not an episode going on, I'm thinking about doing just a live segment where we do our Baddies Final Thought, give y'all the opportunity to come on the platform. We talk, kiki, let me know y'all thoughts, let me know how you feel. We only gonna be up there for like, what, 30, 40, 50 minutes, not too long, but just a little something. Let me know in the comments if y'all feeling that, and I'll try to set that up, but y'all, that's Baddies Midwest. And that's a wrap. But how did y'all feel about Baddies Midwest? Did y'all like the reunion? Did y'all like Baddies Midwest as a whole? Did you feel like it's up there with a great Zeus season? Did you feel like it was bad? Or are you indifferent? It's just here today, whatever. Put all your thoughts in the comment section below and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.